Some nights you just never forget. The night I'm talking about lodged itself in my mind like a splinter, and I don't think it'll ever fully come out. It was a regular Thursday evening. I was home alone. Outside, the rain was pouring, wind tugging at the shutters, and the sky hung low and heavy over the city. One of those nights where all you want to do is curl up on the couch, pull a blanket over your legs, let the TV play in the background while you mindlessly scroll through your phone. I'd worked all day. I was tired, a little drained, and just about to drift off when it happened. The doorbell rang, once, then again, after a short pause. At first, I thought I'd imagined it. Maybe it came from the TV. Maybe the wind had knocked something against the house. I perked up my ears. All I heard was the rain. Then, again, the doorbell. No doubt about it now. Someone was standing outside. I stood up slowly, reluctantly. A strange feeling crept over me, somewhere between curiosity and a vague, uneasy tension. I crept to the door, my bare feet nearly silent on the cold floor. I paused for a moment, listening. Nothing but the wind howling outside. I leaned forward and peeked through the peephole, and froze. There was a little girl standing on my doorstep, barefoot, soaking wet, dressed in nothing but a thin, pale nightgown. She just stood there. No knocking, no waving, no calling out. Just that silent stare, fixed on the door, like she was waiting. I stared back for a moment. My first instinct was to fling the door open, bring her inside, help her. It was automatic. But then, I felt it. That sick pull deep in my gut. Something wasn't right. It was way too late for a child to be out alone. And the way she looked, barefoot, in the rain and in the middle of the night, like something out of a bad horror movie. Something stopped me. I forced my eyes away from her and looked down the street. And there, barely visible, a movement. A shadow ducking quickly behind a parked car. My heart started racing. This wasn't just some innocent scene. I took a deep breath, stepped back, and pressed my back against the wall beside the door. My thoughts were racing. What should I do? Help or protect myself? In the end, I chose to do nothing. I didn't open the door, didn't react. I waited a minute longer, then crept back to the living room, sat on the couch, and pulled the blanket tighter around me. Outside, the rain kept beating down. Somewhere, a loose shutter banged in the wind, but otherwise, silence. I tried to calm myself, tried to convince myself they'd left, that I'd overreacted, that maybe it really was a child who needed help. And then, suddenly, a sound, a dull thud, like something heavy hitting a wall. I shot upright, every muscle in my body tense. I listened. There it was again, a scraping sound, then a crack, and this time, it was clear. It was coming from inside the house, from below, from the basement. A chill ran through me. I could feel the sweat running down my neck, even though the room was cool. I stared at the basement door, hardly dared to breathe. Was someone trying to break in through a basement window? Were they already inside? How many of them were there? I tiptoed to the bathroom, closed the door softly but firmly, turned the key in the lock. In the dark, I fumbled for my phone. My hands were shaking as I dialed the police. I barely spoke above a whisper, telling them I thought there was someone in the house. The minutes until the officers arrived dragged on forever. Every creak, every noise made me flinch. I just sat there, on the floor, back pressed against the wall, clutching my phone like a lifeline. Eventually, I heard footsteps outside, voices, a knock on the door. Police! I opened the door carefully. 2 officers, young, friendly, but alert, stepped inside. They searched every room, every corner, every inch of the basement. They found nothing. No sign of a break-in, no broken windows, no strange footprints on the floor, nothing. The officer stayed calm, said maybe the wind had knocked something loose. Maybe I was overtired. Maybe I'd imagined it. I nodded, played along. But deep down, I knew. Something had happened that night. Something real. In the days that followed, I tried to go back to normal. I didn't tell anyone. Not my family, not my friends. It just sounded too bizarre, too unbelievable. But the image of that little girl wouldn't leave me. Those dark eyes, that motionless stare. She kept showing up in my thoughts, again and again. And then, 1 week later, on my way to the supermarket, I stopped by a lamppost. Among the flyers and ads, a simple sheet of paper caught my eye. A missing person notice. Photo. Blurry, but clear enough. The same child. Reported missing for several days. I don't know if I should have helped her that night. But sometimes I still wonder, what would have happened if I'd opened the door?